Have you ever wondered, what if everything we know about the universe is wrong? Not just a little wrong, but completely wrong. What if the stars we see tonight aren't just distant lights in the sky, but messages sent from a past we no longer understand? And what if time isn't what we think it is? What if it's just a trick, a warped reflection of something much greater, finally starting to reveal itself? The James Webb Space Telescope wasn't just built to look far into space. It was designed to look back in time, to capture the light of things that existed before Earth was even born. But then, it saw something unexpected, something that shouldn't be there, an image that defied physics, that broke the rules, shattered old models, and left the scientific world speechless. For decades, we thought the universe was predictable, linear, neatly ordered. But what if it never was? What if these new discoveries aren't just data from deep space, but visual proof that the universe is far stranger, more disturbing, and more mysterious than we ever imagined? Today you'll see the images, you'll hear the theories, and maybe, just maybe, you'll start to question everything. So, take a deep breath, because what comes next might just change the way you see reality. When the data started to match and the images were confirmed as real, the hardest part began, explaining the impossible. Because if these galaxies really existed, fully formed and mature just a short time after the Big Bang, then something was deeply wrong with our understanding of time. Literally. At first, some thought the distance calculations were off. Maybe just a light distortion, or an illusion caused by gravitational lenses, but it wasn't. The redshift analysis, the measurement of stretched light across the expanding universe, confirmed the absurd age of those galaxies. The math didn't add up. The cosmic clock seemed broken. That opened the door to a much bolder idea, a more uncomfortable one. What if time isn't working the way we think it does? What if the James Webb Telescope isn't just looking into the past, but into something that never left? A reality that might be happening in parallel, or worse, one that already happened before and is repeating itself. The theory of a cyclic universe, where everything collapses and begins again forever, started to gain momentum. Some versions suggest we are living in a reboot of an older universe, and that Webb is capturing its traces. Creepy discoveries in space? Yes, but backed by real science. Then came a theory even more disturbing: cosmic simulation. And before you dismiss it, names like Elon Musk and Neil deGrasse Tyson have publicly considered it. If the universe is a simulation, then glitches like this, galaxies that shouldn't exist, lights that break the rules, would be system errors, flaws in a code not meant to be seen, a universe that looks perfect until you zoom in. And Webb zoomed in like no other machine ever has. But the most terrifying theory of all? That we know nothing. What if every cosmic law, galactic formation, expansion, even time, was built on a foundational error? And now, that error is revealing itself with every new image. And if that's true, the only thing scarier than being wrong is realizing we were never even close to being right. When you change time, everything changes. The clock, the calendar, the origin stories, even the idea of a beginning. And what the James Webb Space Telescope is revealing isn't just a catalog of scientific discoveries, it's a whole new way of thinking about reality. The truth is, we may be closer than ever to admitting that we, as humanity, don't understand where we are. Space stops being out there. It becomes a mirror where each galaxy reflects a question we've always tried to avoid. Where did we come from, and where are we going? When you change time, everything changes. The clock, the calendar, the origin stories, even the idea of a beginning. And what the James Webb Space Telescope is revealing isn't just a catalog of scientific discoveries, it's a whole new way of thinking about reality. The truth is, we may be closer than ever to admitting that we, as humanity, don't understand where we are. Space stops being out there. It becomes a mirror where each galaxy reflects a question we've always tried to avoid. Where did we come from, and where are we going? The James Webb Space Telescope is not just an instrument. It's a mirror of the invisible. A reminder that some unsolved mysteries are hiding right in front of us. And the biggest one might be this: why do we only see what we want to see? In a universe where galaxies mature too soon, where ancient light tells stories that shouldn't exist, where the laws of physics seem to bargain with the impossible, the only real certainty is doubt. The James Webb discoveries are not the end of our answers. They're the beginning of the right questions. Questions that disturb, that pierce the human ego, that dismantle the theories we once used to sleep peacefully. That peace might be gone, but in its place came a true awakening. Because if what we believe to be certain, time, space, our origin, is now collapsing in front of real images, what else is wrong with the world we call reality? What other truths have we accepted just because they were comfortable? Maybe the stars are trying to tell us something. Maybe each galaxy is a word written in a language we haven't yet learned to read. And now that we've started to understand, there's no turning back. Maybe the universe isn't what we think. Maybe it never was. But maybe, just maybe, that's the best news of all. What do you do with this kind of truth? Do you forget it and move on with your day? Or do you pause and look again? Because deep inside, you feel it. There's something there. Something that lives beyond numbers. Something that calls you by name. So tell me, what else might we be interpreting all wrong? Do you believe there's something behind these images? Something we can't yet explain? I read every message. Share this with someone who also needs to see the world with new eyes. Subscribe to CuriousVerse. Turn on notifications, because every week we go deeper into this universe that only looks empty until you start listening. Thank you for staying until the end, and if you made it this far, it's because something inside you is still searching. And here, your questions are always welcome.